Well, our moms think we're funny.
Trigger warning. The comic we're reviewing says a really bad word at this point in the review. If you can't take it, then plug your ears for like the first minute or so.
And do you want to read the next line of the dialogue? Or?
Hell no.
Really? Yeah, fine. I guess I'll do it.
I'm already gonna get canceled on Twitter as it is. The last thing I need is this.
Fine. Okay, spoiler warning.
Trigger warning and every other kind of warning
it's
imaginable.
a spoiler warning. So the guy goes, "We're exactly alike, you and me. I'm only doing what you do. I'm only killing niggers." In a panel that's all black with those words in white letter on it. And the Shadowhawk goes, "What?" He goes,
Get the fuck out of here! No, I cannot.
"I cannot because I'm serious." But don't you think that they're people too? No, it's just niggas. What?
Shut the fuck up! No, I can't. I need it.
What's so hard about pronouncing my name is Shadowhawk. Shadowhawk. So that's how it's like, and then we have like a panel devoted for each word that he says as Shadowhawk slowly takes off his mask and he goes, "You, ignorant, racist, fool," and he takes off his mask and it reveals that. Hold on, I gotta turn the book sideways. Oh no, wait, no, I gotta turn the book sideways and I gotta flip it up because it's a triple page like fold out spread. And he goes, "Oh, sorry." I remember us looking at this and talking about it because as you flip the book up, it's supposed to be like a slow reveal. So as you flip the book up, you read the word balloons from the bottom up. So he goes, "You mean like me?" And we realized that, oh my God, Shadowhawk is ugly as shit. I mean, oh my God, Shadowhawk is black. Oh my God, this is. I have to take a moment here. Sidebar. Hey everyone, this is Turk182 from KorovaEntertainment and our Mom Think We're Funny. I just want to take a minute to apologize for some things that I said in a previous podcast episode. Acomi and I thought it was all in fun, and we were having a good time when we said it. But now we realize that what we said was completely inappropriate, out of place, and it just wasn't true. Model by Day was not the most 90 things I've ever seen. It was Shadowhawk II number 2. So I do apologize to Model by Day, aka was it Lady X? Lady X, and to Famke Janssen. If you please, if you still have the trophy that we sent you, unfortunately, we are going to have to take that back. Please send that back to us. La La Land did not win. The card was right. I'm sorry, the card was not right. It's not Marissa Tomei. That trophy actually belongs to Shadowhawk II, number 2. Thank you. Sincerely, the management. Whew. This is all kinds of what the fuck.
This is whack. Y'all, this is whack.
I can't even look at the page. And I want to stop here again and just be like, I get what Jim Valentino was trying to do. I really do. And I think that if he had to do it all over again now, it would be a completely different story. And I think that the message would be conveyed in a way that was not as comical and not as, like, I guess...
I don't think he meant for it to be comical.
I know. I don't think he did, but I think it was the time. It was the time. And, of course, you had, like, every major thing that was comic book related. Batman got his back broken. Superman died. Comic books are going under. what I forget whatever else happened, and all that kind of stuff is like, this was just one of the things that was out there, was like, it was going to get some kind of attention, and it was meant to get attention because I'm addressing a serious issue, but in such a 90s way.
Yeah.
That I think at the time it was like, whoa. But
what makes me sad, though, is that, like, he finished this, and he looked at the spread of pages hanging up on his wall, and he was like, I really said something with this book. It's like, oh, Jim. Lamb. Darling, you poor man.
I really kind of wonder how many people read this, and like, so I'm actually gonna stop for a minute. I might actually need to close that page because I really can't look at that, because I'm trying to be serious here. I've got a job to do, man. I'm doing a podcast here. So, but in that, whenever I look at that, I'm just like, you mean, and here's the thing, the way you read it up, I almost feel like you should be, you mean, like 4 separate word balloons starting at the bottom instead of like, you mean, in the one, and then like, and then me.
Like, I think they could have fixed that by having the fold out on the left side, but it's really hard to say. Making it a 3-page spread is tough. And the thing is, like, the way they did it is you don't see that Shadowhawk is black until you fold out the poster all the way, but it messes up the flow of the word balloons, because as it stands with this 3-page spread, anytime you're looking at a comic page, you're going to be reading from top to bottom, left to right. We're English readers. That's just what happens. And so your eye wants to read me first, because that's what's at the top of the page.
Right, because I know you want me to open it up like in a particular way, but I'm going to open it up, like I'm going to read comics, I'm going to open it all up and then read it, like you said. I'm going to read it the way it's the way it's set up there.
So even though the intention is for it to be, you mean like me, instead what you see is like, oh, he's black. Me? Like, you mean?
Me, like, you mean what? So it's
who that rain?
It's
so we're just
oh man.
Just gonna put this away here.
Okay. So it's
just gonna.
So if you don't mind, I'm actually gonna read a little bit. And this I remember kind of hearing a little bit about this, but not. I didn't really follow it because I was kind of like stepping out of comics for a while. But it says here, Paul Johnstone grew up as a troubled youth in Harlem. He avoided a life of crime due in part to the encouragement of a man named Richard Woodrow, who was originally assigned as a caseworker to Paul when he was caught stealing, and eventually married his mother, becoming his stepfather. We kind of know what his plan was all along. Eventually, Paul became a lawyer, and beyond that, a district attorney. While his life was going so well, his half-brother... Sorry. While his life was going so well, his half-brother Hojo had taken his success in college, moved to... I'm sorry, what does that say, Acomi?
Hojo had taken his success in college, moved to Wall Street, and developed a coke and crack addiction.
But it does say his name is Hojo, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It is Hojo.
I like how they put coke, and whoever typed this up on Wikipedia, they capitalized coke. Yes, as if he's like, you're drinking too much soda. Leave me alone. I can quit anytime I want to. I switched to new coke. There, you happy? I switched to Coke Zero. It's got less cocaine in it.
Like, goes up to his dealer, just like, hey man, I really need it fixed. I really need it fixed. He's like, oh sorry, I'm all out of Coke today. How about some Pepsi? Dr. Pepper okay?
No, it's not okay. You're a suck dick for Dr. Pepper. So coke and crack addiction. I mean, coke and crack. I mean, yeah, I know they're not the same, but technically they're the same. But anyway, using Hojo, some gangsters tried to leverage Paul into letting their men off, but Paul refused. Soon after, he ended up the target of an assault intended to serve as an example to others who got in the way of these mobsters. This incident culminated in his attackers injecting him with HIV-infected blood.
All right.
So it's one thing to be injected with HIV-infected blood, to be infected with the HIV virus, to end up somehow HIV positive. But for me, as a mobster, to be like, we'll get him. Find me somebody who's HIV positive and get their blood. He goes, we're going to show that no good ninja what's what. But boss, how do we know he doesn't already have HIV? Give him another shot, they could actually cancel it out. We could actually be curing him.
Yeah, what do you call negatives makes water positive?
It's like, hey, shut up. You're not called the wise guy because you're smart. After the encounter, Johnstone, who was left uncertain regarding whether he had been infected or not, as you know, they didn't have blood tests back then to figure that out. And did they tell him that? Did they tell him? It's like, guess what? Like, they beat him up and injected him, and they left him like in a hotel room. He woke up the next day and was like, huh, what's going on? And he went and he looked in the mirror and it's like, welcome to the world. It's like, no, you mobsters, I thought you were just gonna take my thumbs. Again, I get what he was trying to do, right? He was trying to bring light to some serious social issues, right? He was like, racism, like people that are like HIV infected and all that kind of stuff. But again, it was the 90s, man. And I really don't think you could get around it. Like, that's just it. That's all I can say. So anyway, so Johnstone was left uncertain whether or not he'd been infected. The attack had been made public, and word of his possible infection spread through his workplace, making it a very inhospitable environment to be in. He's like, oh, there's that guy that allowed himself to be beaten up and injected with AIDS. Gross. Ugh. Yeah, I know, right? How come he just couldn't have unprotected sex like the rest of us? You make me sick. And it's like, at least when I got AIDS, I enjoyed it, damn it. It's like, were you at least...
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Were you at least, like, sharing needles? I was like, no, this was completely accidental. God, you should be fired. Philadelphia!
Oh, the water went right up my nose. Woo!
Yes, I timed that perfectly.
You're fired because you got AIDS. Philadelphia.
It's Andrew's longtime companion, Miguel. I love when he turns into the plane and the kids look at each other like, what the fuck?
They look so confused.
Oh, shit.
Philadelphia.
Okay.
So...
Wait, how long have we been going, by the way? This is crazy.
An hour and 16 minutes.
Holy shit.
Wait. An hour and 10 minutes. An hour and 10 minutes.
We might have to break this into 2 episodes.
Yeah, I'm down. Because we're not done.
No, we're not done.
There's still a bit left here.
So,
not a ton, but there's enough.
Yeah. Okay, so, tensions between Johnstone and one of his co-workers led to an altercation between the two men, which landed Johnstone out of a job and in jail. Really? We're gonna get into a fight? Are you gonna punch me? Are you gonna punch me? I don't think you are. No, go ahead. Take a free shot. I don't mind. I'll tell you what. I'll let you punch me as much as you want. I won't even hit you back. How's that? It's like
I'll bite my own lip, motherfucker.
Yes. Oh, what's the matter? You chicken? Chip, 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 chip.
Little chicken, chip, 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 chip.
Alright, so after he was released, Paul received medical confirmation that he was HIV. So again, you don't even know you haven't even gone to the doctor to get the test. Oh, okay. And which descended to
Doctor,
depression.
some mobsters infested me with something. I don't know what it is.
You've got H4. I'm sorry, I've been practicing my Roman numerals all day.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, yes. Alright, so, while walking the streets to clear his head, he was threatened by a group of young gang members. He went berserk and attacked them, leading to his brutal mugging and return to the hospital. Okay, so, during this time, he resolved that he would use the rest of his time to dispense justice to the individual who preyed on innocent victims. One of his friends, a cop named Christina Reed, who had been kicked off the force that day for use of excessive force.
What? Police brutality?
Yeah, yeah, I'm kind of thinking that lawyer with the brutal cop friend there. That maybe you weren't the nice guy they think you are. I don't know. Anyway, she was also in the hospital. She was also in the hospital and came to visit him. She informed Paul that she and a man named Carlton's son had been developing an exoskeleton suit of armor that could help aid him in accomplishing this task. So she is a cop that uses excessive force. She's a little bit brutal, and she's been working with a guy on making a exoskeleton suit, I guess, for vigilante purposes.
I guess so.
So beating shit at people as a cop wasn't enough. She also wanted to go out after her shift and beat shit on them some more in a power suit. So
it's important to love your work.
At least that explains now why he's able to break people's backs like that. Except for when I'm looking at his suit there, the mask is cloth. The legs look like cloth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so where's the exoskeleton power coming in to allow him to do certain things? Like, okay, if I see the gauntlet there, it's got a piece that goes up to from the wrist to the forearm.
Yeah.
But that has to connect to another part of the arm that I don't think that we see in anything else. So
yeah, it looks kind of standalone.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure where he gets the power to do that. But I mean, I don't know. I didn't make the suit, right?
I mean, maybe it's like nano shit or something. I don't know. All
right. Jon Snow decided to don the armor, christening himself Shadowhawk after his favorite superhero.
Shadowhawk.
Yeah. A name that would eventually lure out the psychotic and racist villain Hawk's Shadow, who believed he was the one entitled to bear the mantle of Shadowhawk. That's not what he believed, according to the book we're reading right now. He was like, hey, I'm doing what you do.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. And was taught how to fight effectively with the help of Christine, promising to take back the night. Sorry. Okay. Let me start all over again. After his favorite superhero, and was taught how to fight effectively with the help of Christine. So that's kind of the way it works when it deviates into Hawk's Shadow there.
Right.
Promising to, quote, take back the night. Jon Snow also kept the pills needed to slow his reaction to his HIV infection in small pouches on his belt so he could take them as he needed. So that's a thing, apparently.
Okay.
You know, because other people I've known of that have had that, they have like, you know, basically a cocktail of pills that they have to take. Like, yeah, I've got to take these 20 pills first thing in the morning, and then every hour I have to take 15 more. And it's like, oh, okay. But early on, Shadowhawk's actions against criminals were brutal. He would catch violent criminals in the act and break their spines, leaving them to be discovered by police with no indication that he had attacked them other than hearsay from criminals.
So he's HIV positive at this point in the book, right?
Yeah, so he started out as HIV positive criminal. He's bleeding quite a bit here, by the way.
That's what I was going to point out, is that the racist Joe here is in for a pretty rude awakening once he winds up in prison.
That nigger gave me AIDS!
Here's that uppity ninja what gave me AIDS!
Well, son, did you expect anything else from him? I guess not, Paul. All right. Wow. So, yeah.
All right. Well, there's nothing funny about this. What am I laughing for? God, I feel like we should have gone into this drunk.
It says here, Shadowhawk would later become a member of the superhero group Brigade. Okay, because that would be like the Avengers welcoming on the Punisher. It's like, I'm gonna create like a superhero. His name is gonna be alt-right because he cuts the left hand of all the bad guys he meets, and then they're like, "We like your style. Come join us." But like, I don't really think that's what you want to happen. Okay, so yeah, this book is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
See, the 90s was a time when you could just have a villain and his name would just be, like, Marxism. I'm only here to kill the bourgeois!
That's bourgeoisie.
Oh, the bourgeoisie, I don't know.
Well, that's why I was kind of whispering it to you so you can edit it out later.
No, I'll own into it.
No.
I've never heard the word said out loud. So.
Well, I heard it before I ever read it. So
see, I've done nothing but read it my entire life. So no, that's fine.
That's like
I'll lean into this mistake.
Like the word maniacal. If you've only heard it and you've never read it, when the first time I read it, I was like, maniacal.
Maniacal,
what the hell's a maniacal? And my friend's like, it's maniacal.
It's we've talked about this on other podcast episodes. It's the reader's dilemma. If all you do is read a word and you never hear it said out loud, and it's like, how the hell do I say that?
Wow,
this looks like a great game.
I was gonna say it's like the shittiest video game I've ever seen.
It looks like Atari level shit.
The villains are just walking. Oh, okay. Again, this book is just so 90s.
It is.
I will say that I appreciate what he was trying to do. And I also there were very few books at the time that were doing something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Peter David did some of the stuff within the Hulk. He had a really interesting issue of Hulk where, what was the guy's name? Speed Freak, I think, or something like that.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
He like one of Hulk's old sidekicks. I can't think of the guy's name right now. He was a black guy. This was like, I guess after Rick Jones left, this guy had come in and was a Hulk sidekick. And then, like, he goes to see Hulk and he's telling him basically that, he's got AIDS. And they're like, wow. And he's like, yeah. And I forget what else is going on. But anyway, this guy goes and he attacks and he's like fighting the Hulk and slicing him up. And the former sidekick is like, hey, leave Hulk alone or something like that. They're like, get off of him. And the guy's got these blades that come out from his forearms. But they still, like, almost like sword blades that come out.
Right.
And he swings and like he cuts the guy, and I think Rick Jones tried to get involved, and he swings at him and like cuts like the palms of Rick Jones's hands.
Yeah.
And then like Hulk kind of dispatches with him, but like his former sidekick's laying on the ground and he's bleeding, and like to get help, and Rick goes over to help him, and then he's like he's like his hands are bleeding. And this guy's bleeding, and he's like, I can't do anything. And Hulk's like, it's not going to bother me, and he takes him to the hospital. So, I mean, there were other people that are doing things like this, and that's the one I really recall. And there were some other things like that, like, I think I've told you about the Crazy 8 story, which is still one of my favorite Hulk issues of all time, hands down.
Yeah.
But not very many were really kind of tackling this. So I do appreciate that he was putting himself out there and be like, I'm going to address this. And, in some way, and try to reach as big audience as possible,
right?
With a superhero comic book, as opposed to doing like a one-off special comic book that probably would get like some really heavy indie praise, but it's not going to reach the audience you want.
Yeah, yeah.
I do appreciate all of that, but it's just like when you're looking at it, especially now, it comes across as so flat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to say one other thing too. Remember how in the credits there was this whole thing about the background artist?
Yeah. He had an easy couple pages.
Yeah. He's like, wait, and you're gonna pay me to do this, right? I mean,
a page rate, you say? I get paid by the page? Okay. But yeah, so I guess we gotta finish summarizing this.
Yes.
Oh lord. So Shadowhawk calls him a rotten son of a, and he kicks him as he's putting his helmet on simultaneously, which somehow still like covers up his entire face.
Right. Because he doesn't put, like, in some scenes where it looks like here, like his mask is on and he gets ripped when he fights.
Yeah, it gets cut right here.
But then here, it doesn't look like the mask is on at all. So he's got a helmet on, he's got a mask over that. He takes the helmet off, and the mask reveals himself, and then it just shows him just putting just the helmet back on.
Yeah.
Which, just like in a movie, whatever, I don't have to show every single page, but that's a pretty significant thing for you to take, since you only have, like, one hand. You got the helmet in one, you got the mask in the other. You're going to have to put the mask back on, you're going to have to use two hands to do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, that's leaving you vulnerable when you've got this guy here that's obviously has a thing against darkies. And so that's a panel I need to see.
Yeah, we have an awkwardly placed Oxford comma here.
He gives a fuck about an Oxford comma.
I've been fighting scum like you, comma, all my life. I guess that's not really an Oxford comma, but it's just an awkwardly placed comma.
There's a song by Vampire Weekend called Oxford comma.
Huh.
Have you ever heard it?
Nah.
It's a really good song. I don't really know much of their stuff, but I do know that song, and I really like that song.
There's an inconsistent spelling of darky here.
Yes. So then Shadowhawk goes, wrong, darky. It's spelled I-E, where before it was spelled with a Y. So I don't know if he was pronouncing it differently. If he was using like the northern version of darky, it was before using the southern version. I don't know. Maybe he's using like the old English version. And he goes, we've been fighting you. And he hits him. And then he goes, fighting to keep our country from becoming a third world nation.
And then he slices Shadowhawk's face open.
Yes.
Keeping in mind that this man has AIDS.
Right. And also this guy has huge blades. So if he had cut him like that with that, you would have just, you would have just sliced his cheek full open. I'm talking into the Fight Club novel open.
Like comedian kind of thing.
Yeah, like we're talking like Jack-o'-lantern Joe.
So this fucker's infected now.
Yeah, because that blood's going everywhere. Not to mention the spooge rain is coming down. It's like,
Doctor, is blood in your semen normal?
I can't even say anything about it. So then Shadowhawk's like, your country. And he goes, this is my country too. And he's just like pounding the guy, just beating him, of course, with his own little claw things and like slamming him, elbowing him and punching him and stuff. And then
now both of them just have their blood freely mingling with each other.
Yes. And then this woman comes out with Madonna gloves on, and she's like, stop it, boy, he's already dead. She says, stop it, Paul, before you kill him. And I guess now we got to fold the book back up so we can... Oh, by the way, because of the fold out to do the real big reveal, the next page is the top part of the fold out. So it's 3 pages long, and it's actually weirdly done because the very first panel goes from top to bottom, but then you read across the top, come back to the top to bottom panel, but you don't read that because you already read it, and then start reading along the bottom panel.
Yeah, it's I'm not keen on it. The layout is not very good there. So then it's the rain spooge is so thick that you can't even really see anything.
And we cut to a couple panels. This panel is very SimCity-ish again too.
I want to kill him. It's all he deserves.
And then her Madonna gloves are gone. It'll make me feel better.
Maybe so, but his death won't change anything. Is that what our mission has become? Personal vengeance?
Isn't that what it always was, Brutal Cop?
No, because he said at the start that he does it for justice.
Yeah, but she was a brutal cop that was like kicked off force. Like, good thing I was working this exosuit to go out there and...
And now she just calls him by his first name, even though this man is clearly not dead, and she's already said that. He may be unconscious, but she doesn't know that.
Right.
She doesn't check to be like, hey, yo, you sleeping? And then she just calls him Paul.
And I'm wondering, did she, I don't know how they found him. Maybe it was a tracker in the suit. Come on, Paul. Let's get in the truck and go. This is supposed to be about making a difference. If you kill him in cold blood, then you're no different than he is. Just one more murderer.
Wrong?
Yeah, I was going to say, I kind of see there's a difference here, I may be angry, I may hate him, but I'm not killing him out of hatred. Big difference there. We're both murderers, yes, but, if I kill somebody in self-defense, I'd still be a murderer, but completely different.
So that last panel, man, the rain.
Yeah.
Really wish they'd talk to somebody about the rain.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there was an editor on this book. There was an art director on this book. Couldn't they have been like... Hold on, what was her name? Couldn't they have been like, hey, Diane, we're thinking viscous white for the rain. Does that seem okay to you?
Yep, sure, yep.
It's like, yeah, that should be fine.
I think what happened was they probably like ran out and they were like, well, we got a shit ton of white out here. It's like the new pins won't be until next week. The book has to be at the printer by Friday. I got an idea, guys. I got a shit ton of white out here. Just hear me out.
I'd love to see the script for this book. The rain is coming down, just thick ropes of it.
And generally in a story when it's raining, like a story like this when it's raining, the rain is supposed to be meant as a redemption thing. The rain is supposed to wash away your sins and your troubles, and it's supposed to be like, take for example, what's that movie that everybody likes that I've never watched because I don't plan on doing it. Rush, A Shawshank Redemption.
Oh yeah.
So he comes out of it, and in the end, he comes out there, and he's sitting there, and he's in the rain, and the rain is washing it away. He's being reborn. That's what the rain's supposed to do.
Yeah.
In this case, it's not a rebirth at all.
It's just a mood piece.
Yeah.
Like, even Dark Knight Returns, Batman says the rain on my chest is a baptism of being born again.
Yeah, and this is just it's like a emo superhero book.
So he agrees to go with her. They clearly aren't arresting the dude or anything. Oh no, here we go. Carl's not good. He just can't seem to heal. Then
Don't think he's gonna make it.
and another cop shows up and he's like, Mother of Pearl, he looks pretty busted up.
See if he's alive. Yep, we got a pulse. Better call for an ambulance. Yes, that's correct. No, sir. Doesn't look like his back is broken. So, you just assume that when you haven't described anything about who this guy is that you found just laying there, or that he's in like some kind of superhero-like costume.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like, well, we found the guy. He's been beat up pretty bad. No, his back's not broken. But he is wearing a superhero costume. Okay, none of that explained.
Couldn't possibly.
Now we got to turn the book sideways.
Oh, Jeff Foxworthy.
And so the city can breathe. Sorry, now we cut to like a news report. And so the city can breathe a little easier this soggy night as the police have arrested the serial killer known as called Hawk's Shadow. How do you know that that's him?
Maybe I just wanted to kill a bum and put him in that costume.
I mean, you don't know that he's the one that did it. Okay, but Captain Frakes, do you have any comments? Only one, Jamie. I'd like to send a message to Shadowhawk. You're next. I have a problem here before we go any further, because we're actually pretty much at the end. I have a problem here.
Yeah?
Do you know what my problem is?
Not right off. I'm too distracted by Jeff Foxworthy.
Okay. So, my problem is two cops pull up. Mother of Pearl, this white guy looks like he's been pretty beat up. He's still alive, back's not broken. Let's call it in and get an ambulance here. What about those three black guys laying over there also beat up? Fuck them.
Who needs them?
Did we forget about the three black guys who were still there laying in the street that this guy beat up?
Probably killed.
Right. But we don't even mention them. They were like the catalyst that started all this that led to Shadowhawk being there, and we completely abandoned them at the end of the story. There's no resolution there. Like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, sucked to be them. They shouldn't have been out gangbanging a night like this.
Their baggy clothes and their rap music. Give them hell, Frakes.
It's just some places you don't go, like the park.
So, Jax, Lieutenant Jax at Youngblood HQ, returning your call. Please scramble. And then, it's Chapel. Lou? Listen up, pal. No can do on this end. We're up to our necks in it. I'm gonna recommend someone to you. Jeff Foxworthy. Guy's name is Slaughter. Never heard of him? There's a reason for that. Trust me.
I'm assuming that Slaughter might be a creation by somebody else, just because right here it says special thanks to Keith Giffen and Daniel Dunn or Daniel Dunn.
Daniel Dunn, yeah.
And yeah, this guy does. He looks like he does look like Jeff. I mean, he's got so many guns and grenades and bullets and it's so much. It's way too much.
He's got a gun that was clearly modeled after a Super Soaker. It even has toys written here on the branding on the side.
Oh wow!
And
then he's got
lots of No Hope stickers.
Yes. This Hope with like the big like no Ghostbusters symbol. I don't know why we call it the Ghostbusters symbol. It existed long before that. But the No Hope symbol on it. This weird high like collar that looks like a slug that he put around his neck there, and then a button that says lowbrow.
Whew. Smoking a cigar. Uh-oh.
That's a cigarillo.
Oh, yeah. Probably an Al Capone brand. He's got his right ear pierced in the 90s. Whoa. Mirrored shades. And wraparound mustache, man.
Yeah. He's, wow.
Wow.
And I like how
His name is probably pronounced Slafter.
Slafter. I like how he's standing there. Like, they show him there, and he's taking this whole panel, but he's actually not even in the book. Like, it's just there, like, I'm going to recommend someone to you. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, bam, they show this picture of this guy. But it's not like they're actually cutting to him. Like, he's like, yeah, I'll take the case, whatever. It's just a picture of him there. And it's overlapping the other panels in the thing. This is an ugly page. It really is a really ugly page. From the panels at the top that have the rounded edges, it's supposed to be the TV. And I do like how they have them like kind of free floating to the last one, which actually isn't the TV.
That's decent.
I like that. I think that's kind of clever. Except for it's actually part of a bigger panel that's not perfectly sectioned off, so it's like a full bleed panel with these like TV panel inserts that kind of destroys it all for me. And then you've got these other like panel inserts which are almost set up like a film strip, also with rounded edges that are just there. But they don't need to be rounded edges because it's not like a TV thing like the other one was. And then you've got Slafter here that's cutting into the film strip word balloons, the bigger overhead word balloon, and he's not actually in the scene at all.
If you've ever given a racist AIDS during a superhero fight, you might be an image character.
I was going to say ninja, but
I can't go that far. So, there's too much negative space on this page. And I was saying on that opening splash that there was no negative space, nowhere for your eye to rest. Here, it's too barren. It's too sparse. There's, like, nothing. 3 really big, empty blocks of just, like, nothing. Slafter's backdrop is still just a colored box with a gradient, which, I mean, that doesn't do much to really weigh it down when it's that empty.
He needed an outline around him. He needed a full colored background behind him, and then he neaded an outline to separate him from everything else.
Yeah, so like
it still would have been ugly, but
yeah, like everything from here down could have been full color. A white outline around him would have helped a lot. And then this panel here, instead of cutting off here at the top, it should have been full bleed all the way up.
I agree. I mean, yeah, they could have, in that white part there, they could have given us some kind of textured background or something to make wallpaper or whatever.
Yeah. Anything. God, anything.
Yeah, it's not good at all.
No, it's rough.
And I kind of feel like with that is that they had more book left than story. I mean, and so, like, I could do, like, 4 big panels here, but I'll just turn it sideways, and I can get it all done there.
But the problem is, this makes it 25 pages of story. It should be 24. Comics go in either 20, 22, or 24 pages, typically, on a monthly book.
Except, though, that with this, so, you generally have that if you have ads, but there's no ads in this. It's all story.
There was that ad for the Max and Spawn early on.
But I think that's the only one, right?
Yeah.
That's the only ad that we saw was right there.
Yeah, and those are still even, though. That's an even number of ads.
But you don't have ads consistently throughout the book to where you've got 22 pages of story and then 8 pages of ads.
Right.
So we've got 1, 2, and then here we've got 3, 4, and then we've got these pinups here, and then it's done. So
So yeah, there's 13 pages of filler content, which, I mean, that does bring it up to an even number. That's 25, 30, 38.
Yeah,
25 story pages, 13 ad pages. So yeah, they have a variable here where you can actually have a pull-up cover and remove the mask yourself.
And the debut of Slaughter. I wouldn't really call that a debut, considering that he doesn't do anything. I mean, at least even in the Hulk issue where Wolverine appears, he jumps out and is like, why don't you try tangling with me or something like that.
Yeah.
He's there in it. In the even in the first full Amazing Spider-Man 299, the first appearance of Venom.
Yeah.
Right? And where he appears in it, he's doing something in the story in like that page. But like these it's not really your first appearance.
Yeah.
I gotta find that variant there with the pull off.
Yeah. Well, that looks like it'll be just issue 3.
Is it issue 3? Okay, it is issue 3.
Yeah. Which is weird because it's like this is the one where it's all a big deal that he took the mask off.
Watch him take the mask off. Well, I do. I was gonna say I do appreciate the fact that it's issue 3 because otherwise, if it was issue 2, then I got the reveal before I read the story.
Right.
So,
so then we have a gallery here. Chance Wolfe, the inker, did both pencils and inks, and it looks actually better than.
I like that. It's kind of like a cross between a Mignola and a Texera.
Yeah. And I can see a little bit of Keith there with like the fast ink lines there. Of course, then
a little Giffen too.
Yeah, I can see some Giffen there, or some Bisley.
Yeah.
So they say, what would Shadowhawk look like if Inker Supreme Chance Wolfe did both pencils and inks? Pretty hot, we'd say. Va-va-va-voom. We have George Perez.
So we looked at this when we got the book, this picture here, and at first I didn't recognize George Perez's distinct style, but then I kept looking at it, and I was like, you know what? I think the reason that I didn't immediately recognize it was that it seems like the picture was drawn on like a smaller piece of paper, and then it was enlarged to the point that some of the artistic traits that I would see with Perez were lost as it was enlarged so much.
Right, yeah. Blowing stuff up really does not help at all.
And it's the same thing with the next page, too.
And I don't think Perez did, like, that city backdrop. I think he just did, like, Shadowhawk running here and him tearing through the paper. And then they probably handled the coloring and stuff and, like, dropped in the city to fill it out.
I've seen him do like a city backdrop kind of thing like that before on other books. I don't know that he drew it, but I've seen him do that as like an image thing. Or something.
Well, I mean, this is a photo backdrop. That's blackened in, so that's what makes me think that he probably didn't do that specifically. Let's see, we got Dale Keown. I'm assuming I pronounced that right.
Yep, Dale Keown
of Pitt.
And Incredible Hulk, Dale Keown's.
His take isn't bad with, like, the purple. That's kind of cool looking.
Yeah.
And then we got letters, which we're not reading.
It's just those 3 pages of panels?
Yeah.
Flip back.
Old stuff.
There's Jim Valentino right there.
Ah, there he is. Oh, Jim. Jim. So, yeah, next we've got images of Shadowhawk, an advertisement. Not sure what that's all about. That looks like a Bob Crumb panel for some reason. But it's copyright Brad Foster, so I guess it's not a Crumb. And hey, comics previews. So, we could have bought... Whoa! We could have bought Shadowhawk shirts.
Back in the day.
Yeah, glow in the dark.
Oh. Dude, you think that's something? No, because we're pretty much done here. We're going to sign off. But before we do, I want to show you something that's going to blow your mind.
All right.
Just like, wow.
And while you're getting that, hey, on the back is an advertisement for Larry Marder's Bean World. Bean World's a better comic than this. You guys should read Bean World.
Oh, wow.
Don't waste your time on Shadowhawk. Just read Bean World.
Wow, ain't that something, yo.
Let this ad on the back of this comic serve as a reminder that you could have spent your time doing something so much better.
For some reason, I always feel like Bean World was in an episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. But I think it was something else. But I was always, whenever I saw it, I always thought of Being World. But I don't think that's what it was. But
Probably not, but...
it was something. I don't remember what. But whenever I saw it, it always made me think of that for whatever reason.
Right, yeah. Larry Martyr, his art is very different, but he reminds me a lot of, like, the Bodie brothers. Just more for content, more than art style, where it's like, here's these, like, really trippy visuals, and I'm gonna create my own world with my own lingo kind of thing. But yeah, I really like Bean World.
I've always heard about it, but I've never read it.
Gotta be in the right mood for it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was this book, but it's not. Hold on. I gotta get this thing for you because it's pretty amazing. When I show it to you, like I said, you can be like, what? And even then, when I was looking, I was kind of cursing myself because I was like, damn it, man, I could have, like, that would have been so awesome. I could have. But at the same time, no, there's no way I could have because I didn't have the opportunity to take advantage of it at the time. So I couldn't have done anything about it, but...
Well, if this isn't a high enough recommendation for Bean World on the back here, the quotes, the endorsements here are from Scott McCloud of Understanding Comics and Zot fame, Dave Sim of Cerebus fame, and Jeff Smith of Bone.
Wow.
That's some really good endorsement right there.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
some really good endorsement, because those three are all highly respected geniuses of the comics field. So, yeah. Give Bean World a chance. The N-word's not in there. So...
No, now I'm out.
Had to write until that last minute. I mean, like, it's good. There's no fucked up panel layouts. I feel like I'm just kind of doing a Christopher Walken Starburst thing here. Cherry, grape, try it. Why you not reading Bean World? Larry Martyr.
Get your house right now.
Larry Martyr could be in your home, talking to you about beans.
Oh, come on, I gotta find this thing. And, you know, I probably should have left it out, but I didn't think it was going to come back into play, so that's why I didn't bother leaving it out. And I was like, yeah, whatever. So I don't want to have to give up because I really want you to see it. And I don't want to tell you. It's kind of like the Matrix. You have to see it for yourself. But
we'll revisit it sometime.
I'm sure I'll forget again if I don't find it this time. But oh shit, it's right here.
Oh, sweet.
Right in the damn face. Yeah, here we go.
Woo!
So I want you to take a look at that back page there.
Alrighty.
The inside back page. And tell people what you're looking at, please.
No,
the inside.
the
back
inside
page.
cover?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Looks like it's an advertisement for original art pages. The original art of Jim Lee, J. Scott Campbell, and Adam Hughes. And, wow, that's fairly affordable.
Yeah. Original Jim Lee, J. Scott Campbell, and Adam Hughes art pages. What are they, like 200 a piece?
I'm seeing one for like 300, 200, 450. Here's a Jim Lee DEFCON 4 variant cover for 600, which is understandable. It's a variant cover. There's a lot of money in variant covers, even back then.
But I mean,
Gen 13 page for $275, or I guess Gen 13.
Yeah,
Gen 13. Yeah. So the character in Usagi Yojimbo was Gin. So
yeah. But yeah, even for that, like $600 for a Jim Lee RPG, there's no way
you could never get that now.
No.
But yeah, like the Jim Lee wizard thing. I mean, that's only 300. That's pretty whack. He's got some Kirby crackle on there.
That's
Jim Lee Wildcats 8, page 8 for $200. And you'd never get any kind of Jim Lee art piece at all for $200 now.
Yeah, I know. That's what I think is just crazy about it. It's like, what? That's insane.
So yeah, wow. So that was about as 90s as we could get.
Yeah. Now, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna go and see if I can relax my laptop again.
Oh, Liefeld. So, Jim Valentino moved on to draw pages for the Sonic the Hedgehog Archie comic. You remember when I was showing you that video, the hottest chicks of the Sonic universe?
Oh yeah.
Hot chick heaven. And there was that full page spread of Sally totally nude.
By the way, I hated that. That hot chick heaven. If there was anything that had put like a chink in our friendship, that was it.
That was the most upset I've ever seen you. You handled Michael Melissa better than you handled that. But yeah, there was that full page spread of Sally totally nude. And she had like human proportions. Mm-hmm. Jim Valentino.
So check this out. This guy wrote a letter to them in Shadowhawk. It was a letter to Jim Valentino. It was put into printed in this issue of Shadowhawk, and he goes through and he's like, I know who Shadowhawk is. And it's like he's actually, I knew who he was in issue 1, but I didn't have the proof then. I do now, right? And so he goes to this whole thing about like from like Youngblood 2. Extra image prelude to Shadowhawk number 1, and he's like pointing out like pages and panels. Shadowhawk number 2, pages and panels, and then Shadowhawk number 4, and he gets down and he's like, and there you go, Paul Johnstone is Shadowhawk. There's no doubt in my mind. What more need to be said except keep up the great work? Like this guy was seriously invested in Shadowhawk.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: that this guy did more detective work than Paul Johnstone ever would.
Yeah.
And what's even worse than that is that, and I just got to go back here, is that he says, Paul Johnstone says, and this was absolutely horrible. He's like, I'm no detective. I don't even like mystery novels. Far be it from me to figure out a clue. But you used to be a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Isn't part of being a lawyer like putting pieces together, kind of like a mystery novel, to be able to say your client was or was not guilty or innocent, but like, oh, hey, like you're being charged with whatever it is, even if it's tax evasion. So now we've got to find the evidence or the proof to be able to say, no, you didn't do that. Isn't that kind of like a puzzle or a mystery? Don't you have to kind of, in a sense, get clues or pieces to be able to make your case?
Wouldn't Perry Mason be considered like a mystery show, a mystery thriller?
The original one?
Yeah.
I would kind of say, yeah.
I would think so. And Matlock, I mean, yeah.
Matlock!
Where was Aunt B on the night of the murder?
Yeah. So yeah, Paul Johnstone got fired because he had AIDS. No, I think he got fired because he was a shitty lawyer because he didn't want to put shit together. It's like, you got your case all planned out? Case? What case? Well, lawyer, I'm just going to walk in and be like, lawyer, damn it. Boom. Drop the mic. Like, what? Don't worry about it. I got this handled and everything. What if they hire a lawyer too? No, there's going to only be one lawyer in a case.
It's just the Orange Julius guy. No, just one lawyer.
And I was actually thinking of the guy from There's Something About Mary. It's like, no, it's just one lawyer. One lawyer.
It's all about one lawyer, man.
Oh. Wow. So, yeah, trying to rewrite the narrative, huh, Paul? Oh, it's because I got AIDS. No, it's because, like, you never won a case.
Just virtue signaling. They're like, we can't do this. You can't keep coming to court without any evidence, with no exhibits or anything. He's like, this is because I got AIDS, isn't it? It's like, what? Oh my God, Paul, no, I had no idea. It's like, yeah, that's why. You're trying to fire me because I got AIDS.
Or is it because I'm black? Oh shit, it's because I'm black and I got AIDS. You motherfuckers. I knew it.
And he breaks his spine and quits.
I knew it. All my friends kept telling me, you sure you want to go work for White, Blanc, and Chalk? And I was like, yeah, there's no problem.
White, Blanc, and Chalk.
It'll be fine. That just happens to be our names. I'm Joey White. This is Carlos Blanc. And this is Jennifer Chalk. That's just our names. We started the firm.
For God's sake,
right,
Paul.
Right.
Carlos Blanc is Mexican.
It's like, because you can't change a name.
Oh, Lord. This was an emotionally draining affair.
I hope you guys stuck with us for this. This was
I hope
fantastic.
you read along with this. I hope you got a copy of the book.
Yeah, please find a copy somewhere. That's because I mean, I'm sure you can probably find it online somewhere to be able to read and somehow, but yeah, it's
there's lots of places to read comics free online. So.
Yeah, so it's special, man.
It is.
90s. But again, I also like the cover here where he's revealing himself to somebody who just looks like an average guy. Yeah. But then we later figure out, what we should have is a second reveal cover where it's like, and who is Shadowhawk? And he takes like the mask off and underneath is like a hood. They're like, oh, he's a racist.
Can't see anything with this damn hood.
But I thank you, Jim Valentino. We've poked a lot of fun at this book, but we do appreciate the fact that you were really trying to reach out to people. At a time where we weren't, not that we're super tolerant now, but we weren't as tolerant then, we weren't as understanding then, and you were trying to push some of that, in the form that you had. So that's kind of awesome.
Our big thing is always we just want people to give a damn. We want to see love and passion go into a project, and you clearly had that.
Yeah.
So even though we did we did ride that pretty hard, we do read.
Run, Shadowhawk. My name is Turk182.
We did appreciate
Shadowhawk.
We did appreciate the heart that went into the project. We'll say that, and
I appreciate you really trying to finish. You're like, no, I'm not gonna let you derail me.
I've at least got to finish one coherent thought here. So yes, we do appreciate the heart that went into it, but we're still gonna make fun of it. and we're like those school bullies where it's like, hey man, I really appreciate you standing up to me. Still gonna kick the shit out of you and stuff you in a locker, but I appreciate you having the courage to say no.
You got heart, kid. And I tell you what, when I come by to get like your lunch money, from now on, if I have enough money, I'll leave you with 50 cents.
You can at least buy a carton of milk.
Yeah, I may beat you up later and take that. At least you got the pleasure of buying your lunch. Oh, but yeah, it's this actually. I have to find another issue. Would be funny. I'm assuming you want a copy because this is my copy.
Oh yeah.
This is my copy of Shadowhawk II. There are many like it, but this one is mine, and it has like earned a special place in my collection.
Yeah. I was very glad to see that you bought that at the con. So. This has been a doozy.
This was fun.
This was probably some of the best laughs we've had all weekend. So, hey, thanks everybody for giving us a listen. I don't think we were expecting to get a two-parter out of this, but boy, did we.
Yeah, man.
So,
my name is Turk182, and you can find me here on Our Moms Think We're Funny. Always with Acomi, just talking about random stuff. You can also find me on the other comic book podcast, In the Gutters, that I do with Walk Parlor 1. Now would actually be a good time to talk about the fact that we're actually going to be taking a little bit of a winter holiday break.
Yeah.
So we'll be breaking after Thanksgiving, and so we'll be kind of out for the month of December. But we will be back first thing 2021, provided that the world's still here. And if it's not, we have already had a conversation that if the world does look like it's coming to an end, or maybe even our corner of the world is coming to an end, we plan on live streaming a podcast all the way to the end.
Yep.
Till the lights go out and the mic turns off. So, if nothing else, man, you can find us there.
Yeah, baby. And I've been Acomi. You can find me pretty much anywhere on social media at Acomi Draws. And beyond that, I'm out making my dad proud and carrying on his work just like Ma taught me.
Oh man! So by the way, I see you got the outline for the neck tat. When are you going to get it filled in?
the Shadowhawk emblem.
So yeah, man, and of course, Turk182. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Turk182_KE. So thank you all for joining us here on our Moms Think We're Funny, and we will see you all next time, right?
Yeah, I guess so. After they come back. It's on them. Bye, everybody.
Shadowhawk!
All right there, folks. That was Our Moms Think We're Funny. Let's give them a hand.